Grab a cold one, heat up those wings, and get ready to fire up your engines. It's Fanside on RaceCanada.World. With your hosts, Cam K and Graydon Bunn.
Hello, Fanside. We are back, and this time we are so excited because we've got a Canadian driver who's running down south in the NASCAR. Now that, again, the newly renamed Camping World Truck Series is full schedule. It was announced for GMS Racing. Raphael Lessard, our Canadian boy, our Canadian hero, winner at Talladega last year. I've never screamed so much for a race victory. Welcome to Fanside. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me on this show. And it was I screamed as hard as I could when I was doing.
All of Canada was screaming for you. So and especially because it was Dega, man. It's not easy to win there.
Shake and bake.
Yeah, big time.
All right, Graydon.
Well, first of all, this is awesome to have you on here, man. Welcome in. And we did a little bit of digging and reading some more background about you. Your Pinty's winning percentage is pretty great. So then I started looking a little deeper and stuff. You won your first race on your 12th birthday. How cool is that? In a Honda Civic, it says.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. I mean, I started racing, I was 11, and my third race was on my birthday, 12th birthday, and I won. So that was pretty cool. I was racing against some people that have been racing for 15 years in that series. So it was funny. I mean, it was a blast, and I was just learning. And once in traffic, I was not very good yet, but once I got on front, I could run by myself and run my line. I was really good, but I still needed some work in traffic.
Oh man, that's so cool though. What a birthday gift.
Yeah, it's one that is hard to beat. It's very hard to beat.
For sure.
So one of the questions that's been, I've been dying to ask anybody that really makes their way down to the big leagues, I guess we'll say, is how does somebody from Canada do it? Because it's not something that we've really seen a lot in our lifetimes. We've seen DJ Kennington, we've seen Patrick Carpentier, Alex Tagliani, Andrew Ranger, Paul Tracy, all take runs at it. But to get down there and be full-time is another story. So can we talk about how you ended up, coming from Quebec to running with Kyle Busch Motorsports in the Truck Series?
Yeah, I mean, it all starts somewhere. In Quebec, I started racing when I was 11, like I said. And then my third year racing in 2015, I was racing the Pass North Series. So I was racing with our own team, racing in Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, and even 3 races in Quebec. And I was learning a bunch. It was my first year, and I was running in super late, but with a crate engine. So you could run a small engine and the big engine, which was like a 200 horsepower different, but the track we were racing usually were pretty small. So the small engine was still good. And it was just a learning. And by the end of this season, I signed a deal with David Gilliland to do the last 4 races. So I did one in the south that was Greenville Picking. Went really well. And I did the first race with them was the Oxford 250.
Man,
that was,
Greenville Pickens is no slouch of a track. Yeah, that's a tough track.
It was like I never really thought you had to save that much tire during a race. Like Greenville Picking, I was like not even quarter throttle at the beginning of the race. It's like my guys were like, you need to save. And I'm like, man, I can go slower. But yeah, we ended up, I think, 6th or 7th, and we're really fast at the end of the race, but ran out of time because of strategy. But yeah, the Oxford 250 was my first race with them. And then the year after that, I was racing the Car Store Series in super late. And now that was my first time running like a real super late with a big engine with 650 horsepower. So that was awesome. And I actually won 4 races out of 10, won the championship. And I was racing a lot against guys like Christopher Bell, whoever that was in the 51 Super late model for Kyle Busch Motorsport. And that's when I signed with Toyota. And Kyle Busch he saw me, and he saw me competing all the time against his super late. And I think he saw something, and he wanted me in his car in 2017. But we ended up going with where Toyota wanted me to be, which was David Gillen, a second year. And that year didn't go as planned. It was not the year we wanted at all. We got 2 wins, but it just we were struggling like big time. And it's crazy how racing is up and down, because one year you're about to win everything everywhere you go, and then the next year you're like struggling everywhere you go. But after that, in 2018, that's when I signed with Kyle Busch, because he still wanted me to run his car, because it's been 3 years since he's seen me and wanted me to run. So that was pretty cool to see that Kyle actually wanted me in his car like that. And I ran in 2018 with Kyle Busch Motorsport. We had 2 wins, 2 big wins, and we were close to get a couple more, but it just sometimes wasn't meant to be, I guess, just a mechanical issue or a tire, a flat tire. But it's part of it. But I learned a ton with those guys. And in 2019, yeah, I was just I had nothing planned at the beginning of that year. It was just like we don't know what we're gonna do, so we signed 3 truck races with Kyle Busch Motorsport. Then we got to sign 2 other truck races with David Gillen, and I was just running late model on my local short track in Canada, and just running anything I can get my hands on, just trying to get as much seat time as I could. And last year, I just got the opportunity with Toyota and Kyle Busch Motorsport to be full time, and that was awesome. It was hard because we just needed to find some more sponsor, and I always had a good group of people behind me. My parents been my first supporter, FR Express, and I have a great group of investors that have been helping me a bunch the past few years, and also some good sponsor. I got Canac now that is coming back on board, Richelieu, and hopefully a couple more that we can announce, that we're going to announce, hopefully. It's pretty positive, all the negotiation we're doing. So hopefully we can announce some more. But, I mean, racing is a lot of money. You gotta have good partners behind you, people that believes in you, and just you gotta find a way to make it a win-win situation for both, for the partner and the driver. So it's been tough for that, because there's some years I thought I was not gonna race at all, and then it happened. So you just gotta stay positive, and this year I think is gonna be great with Chevy. It's all new for me, but they've been sometimes a change like that is really good.
Yeah.
That nailed it perfectly, actually. As you said, you kind of went through some transitions with David Gillen into the Kyle Busch fold, which I mean, just as a footnote to that's awesome. I mean, you have some real honest to God talent that are seeking you out, and that's got to speak to the character that you have and the talent that you have, that guys like David Gillen and Kyle Busch want you to drive their stuff. And now Maury Gallagher at GMS Racing. And that said, like you said with the boys, you haven't actually driven a GMS truck, but I mean, with the release of that awesome looking paint scheme that you have with Canac, this team, it just feels like this is for you, and this is a great opportunity for you. Like you got to feel very optimistic, right?
Yeah, I feel I'm really happy where I'm at right now, with the opportunity and the people surrounding me. Like I'm part of the driver edge development program with Josh Wise, and we're working really hard and getting ready, and he's making me do stuff that a race car driver needs to do. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's some stuff that I never thought I needed, and he's teaching me all that stuff. So it's been a blast, and I'm sure it's gonna help me a lot. But also just my team, I feel like they seem really excited to work with me, and that's a plus. You always want your team to look excited before the start of the season, and to look ready for it. And I mean, I'm always ready for it. So to see your team ready for it and excited, it's good.
Absolutely.
Well, and I guess there's got to be some comfort considering how GMS has done in the past couple of years. You know, you're going relatively, you know, from a competitive team to a competitive team. Do you set, you know, the goals really high for yourself, knowing that GMS's capabilities are quite high and that they, you know, were the 3 of the championship 4 last year?
For sure. I mean, it puts pressure on yourself a little bit because you know you're in good equipment, but also in another side, it takes pressure off your shoulder because you know you're gonna be fast, and you know your stuff is gonna be good, and that's always a plus. And I'm just excited to work with Chad Walters. I've seen him a lot and talked to him the last few years, and he's a really cool guy, really and seems really smart. He's worked with Penske before and Xfinity, Sam Ornish Jr. So I'm really excited for that. He's got a bunch of experience, and I'm looking forward to it. I feel like we're gonna be a good fit, and I'm just excited to be back. I think the beginning of the season is gonna be really good for me. Also, you got Daytona Super Speedway, Daytona Road Course that I performed really well last year. So hopefully we can get a good momentum going and get my team excited and pumped for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I have to say, Raphael, I've known Graydon for a little bit of time, and he's always chill and he's always relaxed. He knows where I'm going with this. I have never seen him so mad when he heard that you weren't coming back to Kyle Busch Motorsports. He was so mad, and then we got the news that you're going to GMS, and it was just okay.
And I kept it cool too.
but yeah,
I was super pissed.
A lot of people were not happy and pissed about it, and they were wondering what was going on because I was not talking about anything. I was not saying that it was our decision, my decision to move, and like they all thought I got kicked out or something like that. I lost my ride for the next year, but it was we had a plan, and now the plan is to run the full season. So I think it can be better than that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you definitely had a tougher go last year. Graydon and I, you know, one of the things that we break down a lot of the times races, and one of the things that was brought up on commentary so much was the inexperience level. And I mean, I thought that was a little unfair because you really you weren't given a chance to have any experience because there is no practice and there is no qualifying. So going back to these tracks next, you know, in 2021, which is one that you're, you know, circled and being like, I know I can do better here because I've run before?
I would say all of them.
Yeah.
It's
That's
always
the right answer, man.
You always think, I mean, every lap you learn. So
yeah.
Last year was crazy because at the beginning of the season, I never ran a mile and a half before the beginning of the season. And then you get to the first mile and a half, Las Vegas. Then after that, no practice and no qualify everywhere we go. So that was it would have been nice to be able to find the limits of the truck before in practice and qualify. And I feel like the speed, usually the raw speed is there. So in qualify, we would have been really good. And clean air is everything in those trucks.
Yeah.
So the closer to the front you are, the better it is. And most of the time, we're always struggling to find a place in the top 15 to start the race. Mm-hmm. So it hurt us a little bit, but I mean, there's some track that I know I was good at, and there's some other that I know I need to work on. But I mean, you always try to get better and always try to watch videos, find the little secret of others and see what they do. But there's a lot of racetrack that I'm really excited to go back to, and also some new racetrack that a lot of people never been. So that's going to be, I feel like last year, the racetrack that was new in the truck series, that's where I performed the most. So that was like everyone was kind of equal. So,
yeah.
So I could be right there. So I'm excited for that.
Well, that's, I mean, I've followed you for a while since you were in the Kyle Busch fold, driving the super lates and all that stuff, and seeing you come up through. And as Cam said, I was a little upset when you were seemingly out of the but I knew there had to be something in the works for you, and I'm glad that there was. And what a shot with GMS. But you were talking about 2019 when you drove like just a little bit of everything. Part of that was the Pinty Series with the Dumoulin's, and you have a pretty good winning percentage in the Pinty Series. Can you talk about the Pinty's car? You're a guy that's, because of that, the 2019 and in the years prior, you've driven so many different things. What are the Pinty's cars like compared to other things? They're like nothing else, right?
Yeah, there's something else, but they were actually a lot of fun to drive. I mean,
you made it look easy, man.
You did.
When I was just, I don't know. I just felt like in practice, I made them change something in the front suspension that I didn't like. And because I knew it was going to pay off on the long run. And when we qualified not really good. Like, I had no grip in qualify for some reason. And I was like, well, we'll see what happens in the race. Maybe I didn't make the right decision to change all that stuff. But I was leading most of the race, and I was lifting at the Flaxton like crazy fast. Some people thought I was not saving tire at all. They were like, damn it, he's gone. He's pushing way too hard. And I was just riding. It was actually a really cool race because there was a lot of chance for those guys to pass me or to move me out of the way because there was so many restarts. Yeah. And I was always trying to play like a game with those guys where I would never do the same thing. Depending on who was behind me, I would choose the top or bottom. And I was in practice. I had practiced the top a bunch, so I could. And I knew how to run the top there at Chaudière, and it paid off.
Yeah, you're no stranger to Chaudière, right? That's a good place to make your debut. And then you backed it up at Travière too.
Yeah, I grew up like 5 minutes from Chaudière, but the year before 2019, I ran one race in 3 years there because I was always in the United States. So, or 2 races in 3 years. So when I came back, I was racing in 2019. I raced a late model there a couple of times, and then I raced the Pinties, and the track was so different. Like before, it was always running the bottom as low as you could, and then the last few years it just built up to the top. And 2019, I remember in late model, the whole race you will run the last groove on the outside. It was crazy. It was so much. Talladega is actually one of my favorite tracks, and it's I'm
tough.
lucky enough to grow up, be right beside it. So it's really cool to see, because it's the only track that I really seen changes in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I grew up there. I saw it from the beginning almost on asphalt, and then I see all the groove, everything that changed, people where they run now. So
it taught you.
Yeah, it taught me a lot. And so, like you said, I ran the Three River on the road course, and we had a good race. I thought if I remember, I finished 6th.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was good. I mean, I think Andrew Ranger was having trouble a little bit with his car, but I passed him with a couple of laps to go, and I couldn't believe it.
That's gonna feel good.
That's hard to do, is pass Andrew there.
Yeah, because there's a story behind it. When I was 12 years old racing the Sportsman Series, I went to do a road course, but right before that, I was 12 years old, so I didn't know what I was doing. So I went to see Andrew in my car, and he taught me for a day how to downshift, how to shift. So we always been pretty good friends. And
nice.
now I passed him in the Pinty Series. That was really cool.
I guess then we can expect that your road course racing will be top notch, because that is one hell of a teacher.
Yeah, I mean, he taught me. I was 12 years old, and I haven't done much of road course races in my career. But like last year at Daytona, I still used some of his trick he taught me, and I surprised myself at Daytona on the road course. We were really, really fast.
Yeah, you ran really well.
Yeah, it was like I never thought. I told myself before the race, I'll just go for it, and I might, if I run in the top 10, I'll be happy, or I'll try to run the top 10, but we led some lap, and then I missed the last chicane, so I had to stop, then came back from 10th place and finished 3rd. So that was a lot of fun. It's cool, because for me, I want to be able to be good on everything, anything I do. Like there's something I want to try, and I'm gonna get to try it this year. Is dirt. Like I guess a dirt car once, but I've never raced, and I think it's so much fun, and I want to get good at that stuff too. It seems really cool when you watch like Carl Larson or Christopher Bell jumping back and forth, and they're good in everything.
Yeah, and it's crazy because the opportunity to run dirt wasn't there so many years ago, and now you get not even just that you're going to Eldora. You guys are going to Knoxville for the first time. I mean, the excitement level for going to new places you've already talked about. The competition level, though, in the trucks is something else. You know, there is such good competition all throughout the year, and the battle to make it into the playoffs is extremely tight. We saw it last year. You were involved in that right to the very end, and Martinsville was a tough pill to swallow for Canadian fans. I vividly remember swearing at the top of my lungs at a specific driver who I won't name, but it was a short track, and
right.
Obviously, NASCAR, the talk is more short tracks, more short tracks, more short tracks. What does Raphael Lessard think about more short tracks coming to the schedule?
I mean, if I would like more of everything, anything. I mean, because last year I feel like we ran so much mile and a half. I like mile and a half, but if you look at some of the excitement during a race, is a short track or a road course got a lot of excitement compared to that. Super speedways are really fun, but I love them all. But it's gonna be like, you want to win a championship. I feel like in the truck series this year, you're gonna have to be good in everything. You're gonna have to be good in dirt because you got 2 dirt race and you can throw those away. You got to make as many points as you can on those. The road course, I think we got 3 or 4 road course, so that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited for those. And the mile and a half, the 1 mile racetrack, the short track, you're going to have to be on your game everywhere. But I always love short track. I grew up racing short track. But sometimes I wish we would go to some short track that really wears out the tires. Like most of the place we went, they're concrete. So it wears out the tire, but not much. Like you don't have to really be careful like a super late. Super late, you will do a long race on 4 tires. So the driver really had to think. But in the truck series, it's not like that. In the truck series, you got to go every lap. And that's been something that I needed to get used to, that's for sure.
I think Chaudière, it needs to be on the truck schedule, just saying.
That would be pretty cool.
That'd be wild.
Yeah. That would be cool. There's a lot of good racetrack. I mean, we're going to Nashville, I think it's a mile racetrack that we haven't raced there in forever. Nobody raced there in forever. But there's also the fairground, the short track there that would be awesome in the truck series.
Yes.
There's so many tracks that would be cool to see in the schedule. I mean, there's one track Jacassa. The late model are actually going to Rockingham. Rockingham is one of the track that seems so cool.
I love that track. I miss that track so much.
They're actually opening it up this year. Late model are going there, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was there's a big race there this year. Yeah.
They got to fix a storm drain there or something. It looks like it's all backed up and flooded or something in the infield or something.
Was coming apart at some place.
Yeah.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah. I love all your answer, like everything we've thrown at you about more of everything. That's the kind of thing that we want in our driver. And that's what I'm getting at right now is that I've loved the truck series racing for a long time, but there hasn't been somebody that's been like my guy. I mean, we have Friesen, we've had Cameron Haley, but there's a connection. I don't know. I like rooting for young new talent, and I feel like I have the guy that I'm rooting for. Last year, your highs and your lows, we were riding along with you, and this year it just seems like there's a lot of energy towards this season, and I hope it does great things for you, man.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I appreciate that. I mean, I appreciate the support of everyone, either in Canada, Quebec, United States. I really appreciate people that supports me, even when it doesn't go well and when it goes well. I mean,
you've earned it, though, man.
Yes,
you've shown that you've earned every right to be there with those guys. You're a smart racer. And I think like all the different disciplines that you've run since you're my eldest son's age when you started. I mean, all that. The lessons that you've learned throughout make you the driver that you are now. And it seems that you've learned a lot as you've come through it, and you're on pace to be something pretty awesome, man. Thanks
a lot. I mean, I'll keep on working hard and making everyone in Canada proud.
That's what it takes. Yeah.
That's what we love. You know, it's one of those things we're starting to see, you know, Labe running in the Xfinity Series, you running, Friesen running, all 3 full-time. I mean, this is what Canada has been waiting for. And with that, we want to thank you for coming on the show. It's been a true honor to have somebody that just announced his plans 2 weeks ago, not even a week ago. I'm so excited to see you're going full-time. But one thing that we really want to do here is thank the sponsors, because they're the ones that help get you to the track. So here's your moment to thank your sponsors for whoever they may be.
I would thank Canac, Richelieu, also FR Express, my dad's company. He's been there since the beginning. And also all the group of investors that believed in me since the beginning. They've been a huge help. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. Also, my parents, my team behind me, if it's my team that get all my schedule figured out and help you guys get all this stuff figured out. So, I got a good team behind me, and I'm really thankful for that. My family, my girlfriend, everyone is supporting me, and they all want the best for me, and they keep pushing me hard, and I'm just super excited, and I'm going to try to make them proud this year, and I'm going to do everything I can.
Well, we really appreciate you taking the time to come on. We wanted to talk about your sponsors because, this is a great day for us. We have our very first presenting sponsor. You're the very first guest. So Remax Jack, thank you so much for sponsoring Fanside for this year, sponsoring this episode with Raphael Lessard. So start to pack, call Remax Jack. Thank you very much. Thank you, Raphael. Have yourself a fantastic season. You'll be cheering, and we hope to have you back hopefully sometime later this year.
Yeah, thanks a lot. And hopefully we can go get some more win.
Yeah, get him, kid.
Thanks for listening, race fans. Time to enjoy some wings and some racing. We'll catch you next week on Race Canada Fanside. Don't forget, you can find Cam on social media at CamK Racing. Or Graydon on Twitter at Smooth Operator.